You know, when we started thinking about this, Shashank said, I want you to talk about the mobile revolution and what it means to NEA in terms of disruption. And, that's a big undertaking. If we really thought about it, it's actually pretty pervasive. I don't think we've ever been as excited as we are now in terms of disruption, what's going on in innovation, and what's going on globally. Wireless bandwidth and wired bandwidth. Just if you overlay these curves, what's interesting is wireless bandwidth today, it exceeds the wired internet just 5-6 years ago in 2007. In 2007, we're on the wired side, we were at about 10 megabits per second. We're already there on the wireless side. I would bet that if you did this on a country-by-country analysis in some of these emerging markets, I think some of those curves have already crossed. And that's even more staggering. And that just tells the opportunity there is in mobile and wireless. And so a lot of our efforts, if we look at that ecosystem, we're going after content, we're going after commerce, and we're going after international and emerging markets because that's really starting to take hold. That's the other thing that we're finding pretty exciting. It's exciting and it's a risk. These innovation cycles are happening a lot faster. So before, it's on its own scale. And it's not necessarily logarithmic, but before it would be every 10 years it would be innovation. Now it's getting much faster. The risk for venture capitalists is you invest in these companies and you want to make sure that you don't lose that cycle and it doesn't move on beyond you. Now, rapid progress in solid-state drives, flash memory, that's increasing performance, accelerating servers. And so that's also being increasingly incorporated into processor design. And as you have storage costs plummeting, and as you have bandwidth that's readily available, the cloud and the importance of the cloud and what you can shift to the cloud starts becoming a lot more relevant. It wasn't relevant 5-10 years ago, it most definitely is now. So as we talk about bottom storage capacity will virtually cease to be an engineering constraint. Where we focus our storage efforts, 5-10 years ago, we had great hits such as Data Domain and Fusion IO. Now it's much more the virtualization part of the stack. So as everything starts moving from client server on premise all the way to the cloud, we start thinking about how you virtualize it, how you effectively provision it. And so again, the bottleneck and the innovation points are shifting. So this is the tagline: high bandwidth, free computing, infinite storage, possibilities that never existed before. Wireless is just becoming pervasive, and this revolution is just happening. And this is it's amazing to us what's happening in content, commerce, infrastructure. Both of these are putting unprecedented demands on the infrastructure that supports all this. The entire infrastructure is getting reinvented. We're going back to basics, funding networking startups, Wi-Fi startups, things that you thought had already been passé a few years ago. There's a new rebirth. So we actually fundamentally believe that we're just at the start of another golden era, and that golden era is really going to be a revolution fueled by mobile and wireless. So with that, thank you.